Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the J22 Report. I am your host, Johnnie Market. You all know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't. And just remember the disclaimer nothing should be construed as financial investment advice. Just my opinions and thoughts on the markets. You can read more below. And let's get into today's stuff. Anyway, going back. Let's get into first thing saying about gold and silver is that my next target is silver at 50. And right now, gold being 3,000. The reason why I decided gold, I didn't want to do a top or anything is because the truth is no one knows. And the best example is the Elliott wave technicians. They talked about gold to 2,700. Now they were right, but they were wrong at the same time. Like these are people like, I mean, Avi, who's a great analyst, Gary Wagner. But the truth is, they're always too conservative in their, uh, as of now, recently. And I was the only one that called 3,000. And so right now, could go to 31 or 3,200. This can stretch. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to. But a lot of them talked about a run to 2,700, which did not happen. It went to 3,000. And right now, gold is at, let me see, just share. It's 3,038. And this current run could, in my opinion, could stretch to 31 or 3,200, or who knows? What I think is going to happen is we're going to go into recession, and then there's going to be a huge monetary stimulus, massive monetary stimulus. And there will also be a big fiscal stimulus to go with it. Big spending coming up. Don't let the Doge farce or fraud, whatever its idiotic name is, like, don't let it fool you. It's not saving any money. I even read somewhere they're increasing Social Security this year, so not really saving anything. So, anyway, I mean the payouts. Anyway, yeah, don't let it. It's not saving anyone money, and I mean it's gonna get blamed too. That's the funny thing. In a couple of years, it's gonna get blamed for. But yeah, massive fiscal and monetary stimulus coming. So, and the truth about gold is, like, I think they're eventually gonna sell the gold, uh, and they're gonna sell it to buy crypto, which is stupid. But you never know. They might not. But but yeah, I think gold. The truth is, no one knows the top. No one can. That's why I brought up the Elliotticians. They are very accurate, but they didn't even know this run could go to 3,000. Now I did call, and I think it could go up to 31 or 3,200 and then correct. But I took some profits to pay off loans, and I'm debt free now. None. And I officially, paid it all off today. And and so I think the next target is gold. I think can go anywhere from it could top out anywhere between 3,200 to 4,000. One technician I respect, he thinks it'll go to 2,100. Now, I don't think that could happen. I think the worst case scenario could go down to 2,600, which I'm even doubting, but it could go down to 2,800 and then goes up another 5 or 600. That's 34, 3,500. And then it could go to a multi-year bear market because I expect blow-ups, but these things when they run. And the last moves, like the last move of gold went from 1,000 to 1,900. So this could go to 5,000. I don't know. No one knows what the top is. It can be anywhere from 3,400, 3,200 to 5,000 in my opinion. I don't think it will get to 5,000. I think you'll hear talks just like in 2011 you hear gold 2,000, but I don't know. So, but one thing I am confident in, very confident in. I'm not confident in the top of gold, and that's why my next target is silver at 50. I think when silver gets around 50, we're going to find out. And we'll also find out how long the following bear market's going to come. Because remember, bull markets are the authors of bear markets. And I think if silver breaks 50, it's going to go to 75, maybe 100, maybe even 150. If it goes from 50 to 150, that's it for 10 years. It's it for 10 or even 15 years, I think. At least 10. But I don't see it. But if it doesn't break 50, it could go down, and I think it'll just be a 4 or 5 year bear market, come back, and I think it'll break 50. But we'll see. And I think the next target is 50. I have targets on the mining indices that I'd like to see go to. But I think if silver gets to 50, that will be another time to really. I mean, right now it's probably like if you look at if you have like, I mean, I'm not getting this is obviously I always say not financial investment advice, just my opinion. This is probably around correction territory. Then it goes to 2,800, 2,700, in my opinion. 3,000. And it's been down recently since it broke 3,000. I sold, some royalty and streaming because those will underperform. I didn't sell any of the miners I own. Well, except for one, because that stupid Keno Hill property. I'll just full disclosure, it could go up a lot. So, this is not investment advice, and it's not even what I think of the stock. But they had this annoying transaction. I've owned it since it was Alexico owned it, and it's called Keno Hill Property, and it should be in production by now. It's not in production. It hasn't been in production, and I was up 50% of this stock, and I just keep seeing delays on this property. I don't know if I'll ever get into production, so I said, screw it. I'm up. Might as well get rid of this. And so and then I did royalty and streaming because I think they're good. If I had to hold, I think gold and silver will probably be in a 20 to 30 year bull market. If I had to hold a company for that long, it would solely be the royalty and streams. Like if you want to hold a forever precious metals, which I would say is 10% of your equity holding should be in gold equities, I would do that royalty and streaming, and then all the profit and multi-year holds, but not forever holdings. I would put in. This is just my opinion, not investment advice, but like the royalty and streaming companies. So, but yeah, it's 3,000, and I called the 3,000 because I knew it was going there. Just knew it. Uh, I just knew it. I had a gut feeling. You can go back, see my channel. I've been pounding the table. And even when everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, we're due for a correction. It's up 24, 2,500." I was the only one ignoring the calls. I was pounding the table. I remember some gold newsletter writers, I'm not going to name names, but this was a technician. They were saying that, "Oh yeah, gold is going to be outperformed by the stock market and the Dow Gold and tech's going to be." I mean, I think they're changing their tune now, but the truth is, I was the only one pounding the table. It's going to 3,000. It's going and it's there. And so I think now's a good time. And in my opinion, I'm not telling you or anything, but the royalty, maybe not the small ones, but like the big ones, like because I personally think the minors and towards the end, the juniors are what really go. And those will be the ones that really fly towards the end. But I think this bull market will last one more year, maybe two, and then what silver does at 50 will determine what I think. If it breaks it, I think it will be 5 to 10 years. If it doesn't break it, I think it will be 4 to 5. If it breaks it and goes to 150, I think that's it for another decade. You just start selling. You just start. If you see silver at 100, my opinion, not financial investment advice or anything, but just start dumping. Uh, I don't buy into the hyperinflation narrative, but that's all. So anyway, let's go into the data first. Let's go into the economic data. I just want to get why I say silver to 50. That is my next target right now. And I have targets in the minors and everything else. But if there's another target, another measuring stick that I think is very important, I I am firmly confident, can't guarantee it. Silver's going to 50. But initial jobless claims 223, lower than consensus. So let's go Philadelphia Fed manufacturing 12.5, 189.2 continuing jobless claims. So that's up. Philly Fed business conditions. So, I mean, this actually was solid. Existing home sales 4.26, way over the consensus. I already said I'm not going to talk about this anymore because a lot of it's manufacturing, but CB leading index, you can tell, down more than expected. So obviously manufacturing's not coming back. Uh, so there it is. And there it is. So data looks good, and that's why. So let's see what the market did today. See what the stock did today. Yeah, market's down, but it's not down that much. So because the data was pretty good. So look at that. First Majestic at 7. It's been crapola. So wow, all Cybertrucks recalled. Uh, that's a crap car. Yeah, Tesla, it's going down. So yeah, here's uh so in terms of the economy, one of my themes is trickle up poverty. Everyone thinks one of the biggest myths is everyone thinks the wealthy just gonna do can be fine and they can carry. And the truth is, I'm a sports guy. Got offered to play at the pro level a long time ago. And in the sport I was offered to play, rugby, you are only as strong as your weakest link. Well, same goes true for the economy. Trickle up poverty. If the poor aren't doing well, if they don't have upward mobility, your economy stinks and it's going to crumble, no matter how many billionaires you have in it. That is the truth. U.S. unemployment rate set to spike. Americans' unemployment expectations have skyrocketed to the highest level since the financial crisis. In previous economic cycles, such a spike in job market pessimism occurred before the unemployment rate surge. So, souring sentiment has been observed across all income gaps. This has not happened since recession. And I said it's trickle up poverty. When you have a bifurcated economy, you have a bad economy. No one had the balls. I mean, I saw people in, I mean, the alternative finance sphere and whatnot. They'll say the economy's bifurcated. They didn't have the balls to say this isn't good, it's not sustainable, it's going to crash. Even the Austrians didn't have the guts to do it. So, I mean, their worship of private sector is it's laughable and it's a joke and it's a cult. That's what it is. Anyway, let's go to why I think there'll be a big monetary stimulus. True Social, I was looking at this. Fed will be much better off cutting rates as tariffs start to transition their way in the economy. God, like, does this guy know how to write? Ease, like, why do you have to write it? Like, no, the Fed would be much better off cutting rates as U.S. tariffs start to transition their way into the economy. Do the right thing. So cutting rates is Liberation Day. Wow, never thought about that one. So, and as more about trickle up poverty, if you look at this, the trickle up poverty, Wall Street is starting to trim jobs as economic uncertainties mounts. So here it is. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America all began their workforce reductions that affect various parts of their operation. These are good paying jobs. Consumer spending is going to go down. These people, they have good paying jobs. They work at the banks. They're going to make money. They get laid off. They can't do it. So, yeah, you can see it. Wall Street is now trimming jobs. Things are not going well. So that's why they're gonna do a stimulus, and it's gonna be a big stimulus, a big one. It's gonna be monetarily, it's gonna be physical. Deficits are gonna skyrocket, and this will push gold higher. How high? I don't know. That's my cat, if you're wondering who's meowing. My cat's awesome. But that's why I say I don't know what the top is because I don't even know how big this correction. It might not even be that big. It might even just float around 3,000 for a while and then make its next leg up. So yeah, so the next target we I am going to be looking at to see, and I think will be a good profit opportunity, will be, let's see, silver. We'll do all. Silver gets around here, upper 40s, 50s. And then I'll be looking to see if it breaks. And I'll probably try to do some automatic sell orders or whatnot. But I will take some profits. Not investment advice, just what I'll be doing. And if it breaks 50, goes to 75, then it's going to be in a multi-year, 5+ year bear market again. If it breaks and goes like 150, then it's going to go. Ooh. It'll follow. Because remember, bull markets, they're the authors of bear markets, and bear markets are authors of bull markets. So silver is what I'm looking at because the truth is no one knows the top of gold. It could be 4,000, it could be 4,500. I don't think it will be 5,000, but it could be that. 5,000 might be the new, or it could just come right for 4,800 or 4,920 and come right before 5,000, like it did before 2,000. So gold, I don't think is the top, but we do have measurements and breakout points and everything with silver. And so that is the new thing. And I have tops on the miners, but we'll see those another time. So anyway, that's all. If you looked at my channel, if you looked at it, we had the target was 3,000. And I'm gonna try to get this real quick to see where my any of my playlists are. Let's see. I want to get to that gold playlist. Let's see. So let's see. Let's see if I can get this. Let's see if I can get to this. So yeah, I found it now, and I will just say I'm gonna do this just to show you my track record with the precious metals targets. So this was February of 2024. And I've said this before, so February of 2024. So we'll go to the gold market just so you know where is it? We'll just do this date, February 20th of 2024. See where the price was. The 5 year. March. No. Of course, 1 year, so I can't do 1 year because February was over a year ago. Of course, my computer freezes. Let's go back to the 5 year. All these charts. So February of 20, that's April, December. All right, so right here, this is around 2000. So February, look at that, 203668. So February 20th, that's where we're gonna go. So it's around 2060. 2000. It's not 2100, it's around 2000. So you can see right there, 2000. And I was saying this before that, but we'll just use this as a date. And here is the comment. You said you think gold will spike possibly up to 3K later this year. Of course, it didn't happen this year, but it happened. It didn't happen in 2024, but it happened shortly after. So right there, of course, I told him, you might need that savings or, you gotta do you. Uh, you cannot do me. Like, I do not, you gotta, every investment decision has to be yours. So anyway, 3,000 was the target. It hit. Now the next objective target is $50. We'll be watching that. And I repeat myself. I know it's annoying, but three things can happen. Doesn't break, we'll probably get a 4 year bear market. It'll probably retest and then break again. If it does break, probably goes up to 65, 75, and then it'll be a 7 to 8 year. If it breaks and goes to 100 or more, 150, that's it. And that's it for 10 years or more. And leave precious metals and go to foreign stocks. Anyway, remember, not financial investment advice, just my opinion. I'll see you next video. And thank you for watching.